Building wealth takes years of sound business and financial decisions. However, according to one man who interviewed hundreds of self-made millionaires, becoming wealthy also entails maintaining certain lifestyle habits. Tom Corley, an accountant and financial planner, polled 233 wealthy individuals, the majority of whom were self-made millionaires, about their daily habits. He compared those responses to those of 128 lower-income people, or those with less than $35,000 in annual gross income. Corley explains in his best-selling book Change Your Habits, Change Your Life that wealthy people set themselves up for success in a few specific ways. They all have the following habits in common. 1. They rise early. Corley's research found that nearly half of self-made millionaires got out of bed at least 3 hours before their workday began. Many of them used their free time to work on personal projects, plan their days, or exercise. Getting up at 5 a.m. To tackle the top 3 things you want to get done in your day allows you to regain control of your life, he writes. It gives you confidence that you do, in fact, direct your life. 2. They read extensively. A whopping 88% of Corley's wealthy respondents say they spend 30 minutes or more each day reading for education or self-improvement. Most people do not read for pleasure, instead, they prefer biographies, histories, and self-help books. If you enjoy reading a good book, that can also help you. Reading for pleasure can help your career, according to research. And Corley's point applies to a wide range of narratives. There are important life lessons to be learned from biographies of people who have gone from rags to riches, he writes. Warren Buffett, the self-made billionaire and legendary investor, claims that reading is the most important habit he's developed. If you're looking for a new book to read, consider the business classics that Buffett and other leaders value. 3. They devote 15 to 30 minutes per day to focused thinking. Many of the self-made millionaires interviewed by Corley said they make time to process everything that happens in their lives. The rich tend to think in isolation, in the mornings, and for at least 15 minutes every day, he writes. They frequently reflect on their career, health, and personal relationships. Stress reduction is associated with having quiet time to analyze your thoughts. 4. They prioritize exercise. According to studies, working out on a regular basis clears your mind and makes you feel more motivated. According to Corley, 76% of his survey respondents set aside 30 minutes or more each day for aerobic exercise such as jogging, biking, or walking. Many successful business leaders exercise regularly. Billionaire Richard Branson, for example, claims that waking up at 5 a.m. to play tennis or bike has doubled his productivity. 5. They spend time with people who motivate and inspire them. You are only as successful as the people you spend the most time with, Corley says. If you don't already have highly motivated people in your personal network, don't worry. Volunteering is a great way for self-made millionaires to meet other positive, motivated people. Corley suggests that you join groups for people who share your professional or personal interests. Then, by staying in touch, you can further develop the relationship. And be selective in who you spend your time with. Successful people also make an effort to avoid toxic, negative people, says Corley. 6. They pursue their own objectives. According to Corley's research, the majority of self-made millionaires plan to become wealthy and then do so. He claims that 80% of the wealthy are obsessed with pursuing goals. They frequently refer to both daily and long-term objectives. I'm here to tell you not to put your ladder up on someone else's wall and then spend the rest of your life climbing it, Corley says. Find and pursue your own wall, your own dreams, and your own goals. 7. They get enough rest. Albert Einstein is said to have preferred at least 10 hours of sleep per night. Corley has some good news for you if you, too, function best when you're well rested. 89% of self-made millionaires sleep 7 to 8 hours per night or more. Sleep is critical to success, he writes, citing memory function and creative thinking as examples. 8. They have several sources of income. Self-made millionaires do not rely on a single source of income, says Corley. They create multiple streams. So, how many sources of income do they have? 65% had at least 3 streams of income that they created prior to making their first $1 million, Corley says, referring to a side business or income-generating investments such as REITs or real estate. Diversifying your income sources allows you to weather the inevitable economic downturns, he writes. 9. They avoid time-wasting activities. For wealthy people, money isn't the only important resource. Time is also important. We lose our time when we invest it in anything, Corley writes. Instead of spending hours on end watching Netflix or scrolling through Instagram, be selective about the apps you use. When you see time as the greatest risk of all, it forces you to become more aware of how you invest your time, Corley says. Do you have similar habits in your life? Or do you wish to? Alternatively, leave a comment below. Who knows, changing your routine might land you in Forbes. We'll see you in the next episode.